Hello and welcome back. I'm now on card 3, which is just going to be this card for this next video. I love my ribbon and I just think this denim ribbon goes with this. So you will need the watercolour punch and also the Mango Melody one. And we're going to do a little bit of spritzing with this one. We're going to get our water. So you need to, I didn't even tell you, you need to put a bit of water in that spritzer. So if you want to sort of sort that out, that would be ever so good. I'm going to bring my Stamparatus back. And I need to find the stamp set to put underneath it to even it out. There we go. So now we're going to take our piece of watercolour paper. Now what it might be worth doing, and I know I need to look where I've put mine, is to clean your stamp actually. So I've put my wipes somewhere. Hang on. Found them. So if you clean your stamp, I shouldn't really be using this. And then I really need to dry it. Never mind, what I'll do is I shall dry it on here and then turn it over. Right, it's quite dry there now, I'll turn that over. Right, so the reason why I wanted to do that is I wanted to see where this was where I needed to put my card. You can actually get grid paper for this, and I should be using that, you know, for your Stamparatus. Right, so that fits on nicely. Maybe I might move it down a little bit. Yep, that's okay. And then I will take my magnets, up there. Let's see if they're in the way. No, they're not in the way of the stamps, so that's all good. Okay. Now, this is exciting. I should have actually put a grid paper under there because I'm going to get this wet now, but I'm going to do this one way. Now, if you do have a water brush, you can do this with a water brush as well, but we're going to use a spritzer. These are come in a pack and they're only £2 something. So I'm going to spritz the card. And then what you can do is just run it. Just move it about a bit if you've got a brush, but I didn't tell you to get a brush. I don't think I quite put as much water on with this one when I did this ages ago, but never mind. So I'm going to ink this up again like we did. And this is where you become a little bit artistic with the water. Then we're going to take our navy and we're going to rub it again. Now, I might go a bit heavier with this because it was fairly light last time. Okay. And then we are going to take this, oh, I've got navy everywhere on my fingers, over to our wet piece and see how this looks. Oh, look at that. Look at that for a nice little watercolour-y effect. Now, if you want to purchase some of this watercolour paper, this is what it looks like. It is quite pricey, but you only get 10 sheets. However, for these cards, this piece is actually in inches, and we're going to have to do a bit of jiggery-pokery with our cardstock in a minute, but I actually cut it bang down the middle there. So I've got 20 cards like these out of one pack, so I don't think that was too bad. So look at that, look at the effect of it. But we need to crack on and do our other stamping whilst the page is still wet. So grab your flowers And I am going to, I'm doing this one here. I just needed to check which card I was doing then. So I'm going to stamp one there. And I'm going to stamp, fit one in there, like that. And then I might stamp the smaller one. I might just try and squeeze it in here. I should have definitely put my grid paper on my Stamparatus. And I will try and find it and do it for the next one. Then I need to take my leaves. Now, at this point, you know, it would probably be beneficial to have a heat tool to dry this for me, because I need to do the rest of the card and it's wet through, but I've not got it out. I've just got ink on my thing there, but never mind. Let's be reckless. That's enough of the green. So if you do have a heat tool close by, you could use it on setting 1 and you could dry your card off with it. But what I'm going to do is I'll fill in with time. I can fill with fun facts about Stampin' Up. Or I can do I've got some more stamping to do. So now what I need to do is I need to find those little middle bits that I had, yeah. Fill in with these. Like that, that's lovely. And then the other one. This is to fill the small flowers in. Okay. That's looking a bit different, isn't it? Right, I'm going to wipe my hands. I might actually have to finish this card when it's dried, but we'll see how what it's like. I'm going to take these off now. Oh, the reason why I've got this tape around these magnets is because they're so strong and they can get stuck together and snap. So if you put a bit of tape, it just unstrengthens them a little bit and means you can get them apart. Now, I did have ink on there, so I'm going to give it a wipe like that and turn it over again. I keep turning it over. Right, so while that's au naturel drying, while that's sort of drying, let's do the sentiment and I'll show you a little trick. So what I'm going to do, I want to use the thinking of you for this one. Because it fits the happy birthday's too long, and because it's a 2-line sort of saying. I mean, actually, you know, a lot of people it is a little bit American, but I sure do miss a lot of people at the minute. So actually, that sure do miss you is quite appropriate at the moment. I'm not sure that I'd say it like that, but I have got people who I sure do miss. But I'm going to use thinking of you. Okay, and I'm going to take my navy. And I'm going to stamp it in the middle of this. Now, we're not going to watercolour this. So you might be thinking, well, Julie, why did you give me an expensive piece of watercolour paper to do the thinking of you? The reason why is because the Whisper White is a very different colour. Even though they're both, this is a bit darker than the white. It's got a bit of a creamier texture. If I'd have given you the white, it just didn't look right. So I wanted it all to match. And now what I'm going to do is, we're going to do this little trick here. We're going to turn this to from there that way and we're going to cut it down the middle, straight down, like that. Okay. And then we're going to pop a little bit of glue on it. This glue is on its last legs. I think I said that at Coffee and Card on Tuesday. I still haven't. And then I'm going to pop that like that and leave that a few seconds to dry. And then lift it up, but hopefully it will have dried and it's not going to move. And then do the same at the bottom there. And it just, you get like your little, just a way of getting like your little border, yeah? Now. Do you remember I just mentioned that this watercolour paper was in inches? Well, when I prepped this and your kits, these layers I kept all the same size just for ease. So it worked with the other card because that was in centimetres. But if I try and put this on here now, that ain't gonna work, because look, it's not quite right, is it? So what I'm thinking is I might need to stick it down and trim it there, but I'm actually going to pop it on my card base. I'm not sticking anything yet, and see what it looks like, because it might be too yeah, I'm going to have to, I think I must have chopped this down and cheated it. Yeah, I've chopped it down ever so slightly. So we're going to cheat it, girls. This isn't quite dry yet, but I think I can get away with it. When it's a bit wet, you need to allow a little bit more time to stick it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that up so that the sides and the top have the same distance around them. And you think, oh, well, that's no good, is it? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mini trimmer and I'm going to trim it off so that it matches, all being well. I'm not going to measure it. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit off. I've not quite taken enough, but I can always go back and take a slither more off. I can't add it on. Okay. Now that looks a bit better. Yep, that's all right. So you can do that with your trimmer. You might not have that little one, but your normal trimmer. Okay. And then you can grab your ribbon. I know everybody doesn't like doing a bow. I turn my project upside down and I want it on the right hand side. This ribbon actually does tie nice. It's a nice width and it's a nice texture because it's not slippy slidey. I do have a video on bow tying from Donkeys years ago. I think I've got too much spare ribbon there. Don't want to waste it. So I'm going to I like to do what I call bunny ears. So I do 2 loops and then I cross the left one over the right one and I push it through the hole. The tail flips over and then I tie it like that. And everyone says, oh, you know, I don't know why I can do a nice bow. It's not something that my mum taught me, or I don't know, I just messed about for a long time. And I did do wedding stationery for quite a while. Okay, so, I mean, the bows are nice, but they're not always practical for when you're sending. And that's going to go, oh, I just love it though, look. That's going to go there like that, yeah? So then you see, look, obviously I've sent you some ribbon out, but where's my ribbons? Oh no, my scissors have just stuck to my magnet. That's how strong they are. But I always tie it on the reel and then I'm not wasting. So I'm just going to trim off there. And actually the only bit I've wasted is there, just over 1 centimetre. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some foam pads on this. Now I might need to do, oh, I've got the ends to use up, the edges. I love these edges. I'm on the edge, joking. Okay, so I'm going to do them at the top and at the bottom, because we've got our ribbon in the middle and I like to leave a channel for the ribbon to go through. So I want these to stick to the card rather than to the ribbon, if that makes sense. So that's why I've done them at the top and the bottom. I've no idea what time it is and I've no idea how long this video is. So that's going to stick there like that. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it to my Seaside spray card. Now, because I've trimmed this, just forgot. I'm going to probably have to, maybe we should have measured this before we tied the ribbon round. Julie, I'm going to have to, maybe don't glue it. Watch me and hopefully you won't be yet, because this is now where we're going to have to, hang on a minute, we're going to have to cut some of this off because this is too tall, yeah, because we're having to fudge it. So our card will end up a little bit shorter, yeah. Now it might be best to trim on my big trimmer and do it like that, because then I'm not cutting through 2 layers. So if I just pop it in there and see how it looks. I think I just need a little slither more, like last time. Oh no, I've ragged it, because it's a very small slither. Oh well, I was a bit heavy-handed then. I'll sort that out. I might have to trim that down a bit more. Sort that out. Okay, so there is, that was card 3, wasn't it? So that was the technique where we sprayed the watercolour paper. And I did this one because it had the ribbon. And then what I'm going to do with the last 2, I'm going to do this one, quick and easy one, doing the same technique but no ribbon, and then I'm going to do a different technique. So that was card 3 out of 5. I've completely lost track of time, so this one is only 18 minutes, so that's sort of 20 minutes. So that started at 2:45. So I will put the next card on at 3:15. I'll do both 2 in one video, so I'll put it on at 3:15. Okie dokie. So I shall see you at 3:15. And if you've made your card, please share on social media. You might see here, I have actually cut my border down a little bit narrower if you want to. That's entirely up to you. For those of you a bit more seasoned pros, you know, if you feel more confident doing that, then that's fine. So I'll see you at 3:15 for cards 4 and 5.